This is your AFN Daegu Radio News Update for Tuesday, November 26th, 2019. I'm Specialist Lamont Shavers. At least 8 people have died following deadly clashes between Bolivian security forces and supporters of the ousted president Evo Morales. The violence took place as Bolivian security services attempted to clear a path for gas tanks to leave the Zancada gas plant near La Paz on Tuesday. The U.S., British, and Japanese navies reaffirmed commitment to increased cooperation. Chief of Naval Operations Admiral Mike Gilday said today, "We reaffirm our commitment to strengthen our common efforts, which demonstrates that our relationships are institutional rather than merely personal." Sometimes it takes a little bit of luck to get your big break. Dara Oladusu, a software developer in Nigeria, got a huge break when a chance meeting got him hired by Twitter. Oladusu said, "This is like giving me what I want on a platter of gold." Do, re, mi, sol, la, ti, do.
Why are you attempting to sing?
The annual cantata is coming up and they need more voices, and practice at the Camp Walker Chapel has already started.
What kind of voices are they looking for?
Well, there is an adult and children's choir and a bell chorus, so everyone. All you need to do is contact the Camp Walker Chapel.
Thanks, but can you do me a favor?
What's that?
Join the bell choir instead.
Get the latest news, stories, and information impacting you in Area 4 when you follow us on Facebook at AFN Daegu. You can also stream us on the go with AFN 360 when you download the AFN Pacific app today. That's it for this edition of your AFN Daegu Radio News Update. I'm Specialist Lamont Shavers. This is your AFN Daegu Radio News Update for Thursday, November 14th, 2019. I'm Specialist Lamont Shavers. Do you have a home business? If so, you'll want to hear this information from Mr. Joel Miller from MWR.
It's very difficult to find work here in Korea if you're a spouse, especially in Daegu. If you already have a business that you're kind of bringing with you, I know a lot of people do home businesses. Those need to be registered with Family MWR's Financial Management Office. And if you look at page 34 of the Features magazine, it's got the phone number and the location of the building and everything to swing by.
Here's a diary entry from 1915. Take cover. Too late. I fell on one knee on the ground. A sudden shock went through my left arm. It's behind me, bleeding profusely. I want to straighten it. I cannot. I want to get up. I cannot. I look at my arm as it shudders with the shock of a second bullet, and the blood pours from a second hole. My knees are stuck to the ground as if my body was made out of lead. Lieutenant Maurice Genevoix, French 106th Infantry Regiment.
Do you have spirit? Come and show off your inner warrior on Saturday from 10 to 4. The Daegu Middle High School Warrior Cheer Team hosts cheer camp for ages 4 to 14 at the Daegu Middle High School gym. Those who attend the cheer camp will get to participate in the first halftime show of the high school basketball season. To sign up, contact Francine Emery at francine.emery@dodea.edu. Bows and lunch will be included, so come out and let your inner warrior shine.
Get the latest news, stories, and information impacting you in Area 4 when you follow us on Facebook at AFN Daegu. You can also stream us on the go with AFN 360 when you download the AFN Pacific app today. That's it for this edition of your AFN Daegu Radio News Update. I'm Specialist Lamont Shavers. This is your AFN Daegu Radio News Update for Monday, November 25th, 2019. I'm Specialist Lamont Shavers. 29 people, including 7 children, were killed after heavy rainfall triggered a landslide in northwest Kenya. State authorities have urged people living in areas prone to landslides to move to safer ground as the heavy rainfall continues. Australia is reeling from deadly bushfires and the worst drought in decades. Sydney, Australia, home to more than 5 million people, faces a warning that dams could run dry by 2022. Mrs. Lopez from Daegu Elementary School tells us about when parents can expect to receive their children's progress reports.
December 6th, you should be receiving some type of report as to your child's progress from your child's teacher, so be on the lookout for that.
Road rage can be dangerous by itself. However, if you add the Florida man to the equation, things can get worse and really weird. A Florida man has been charged after he spat his half-eaten food into a woman's mouth during a road rage incident.
Come on down to State's Grill to get a little taste of back home. We have everything from daily buffets to premier burgers of the month, as well as our extensive menu, which includes a variety of healthy alternatives. Need catering? No sweat. We offer catering services for all of your ceremonies and events. We're located on Camp Henry and are open Monday through Saturdays from 11 to 8:30. I'm Herb Hart, the State's Grill business manager and a 21-year vet. So trust me, you'll feel right at home when you walk in the door.
Get the latest news, stories, and information impacting you in Area 4 when you follow us on Facebook at AFN Daegu. You can also stream us on the go with AFN 360 when you download the AFN Pacific app today. That's it for this edition of your AFN Daegu Radio News Update. I'm Specialist Lamont Shavers. This is your AFN Daegu Radio News Update for Friday, November 22nd, 2019. I'm Specialist Lamont Shavers. A lot of briefings can be boring, but what if there's a chance to make some money? Mrs. Beverly Lynch from CPAC tells us about how you can get job hunting tips at the Spouses Newcomers Orientation on Camp Walker.
It's the second Thursday of every month, and we actually walk you through going into USA Jobs and kind of how to navigate that system, what you need in your resume.
2 jail guards responsible for guarding Jeffrey Epstein were charged with falsifying prison documents to hide the fact that they were sleeping and surfing the web while on the job. This reinforces the popular argument that Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Yersinia pestis. This bacterium is the one that causes 3 types of plague. The most infamous is the Black Death. 3 cases of the Black Plague were reported in China earlier this week. The plague is treatable with antibiotics, but the sooner you get treated, the better chance you have of fully recovering.
Is this thing on? Hey, this is Walker, your holiday elf, and you don't want to miss the epic Kringle Fest December 7th at Camp Walker. Santa's gonna be there with lots of holiday cheer, including tons of food, Miss Korea, the 8th Army Band, and K-pop. Plus, there's Whoville, a children's village, competitions, and the official lighting of the Christmas tree. Don't miss Kringle Fest, the most epic holiday tradition in Area 4, Saturday, December 7th at Camp Walker. It's gonna be epic!
Get the latest news, stories, and information impacting you in Area 4 when you follow us on Facebook at AFN Daegu. You can also stream us on the go with AFN 360 when you download the AFN Pacific app today. That's it for this edition of your AFN Daegu Radio News Update. I'm Specialist Lamont Shavers.
With the headlines from Air Force Radio News, I'm Staff Sergeant Greg Cerny. Non-traditional and small businesses gathered in San Francisco to attend the Air Force Space Pitch Day event for their shot at part of $50 million. Space Pitch Day emphasizes the Air Force's initiative on a faster and smarter strategy in technology investments and partnerships. What makes Space Pitch Day unique compared with other pitch days is the internal partnerships between the end user, the warfighter, and small businesses that want a chance to work with the Air Force. Dr. William Roper, Air Force Assistant Secretary for Acquisition, Technology, and Logistics, said everything we do is about the warfighter's mission. Space Pitch Day demonstrates the Air Force's willingness and ability to work with non-traditional startups and is a great example of us going faster and smarter. It's not just a tagline, it's a dead serious business about keeping the Air Force competitive and dominant. That's your headline. I'm Staff Sergeant Greg Cerny, Air Force Radio News.
With the headlines from Air Force Radio News, I'm Staff Sergeant Anastasia Tompkins. 16 nations, 140 aircraft, and more than 4,000 personnel came together at Royal Australian Air Force Base, Darwin, Australia, for Exercise Pitch Black 2018. The multinational large force employment exercise is hosted by the Royal Australian Air Force. U.S. Pacific Air Force's Commander, General C.Q. Brown Jr., said the opportunity to work with other countries' aircraft and military helps the integration of planning and capabilities to build relationships for future efforts. Pitch Black allows participant nations to deploy units in the tasking, planning, and